Long time no see, Amy.
Huh? Is this Alexandra?
It's been 10 years, right?
We haven't talked ever since I quit the badminton club in high school, right?
Yep, we didn't see each other much at school.
What do you want?
Why are you so cold? It's been so many years. Why not act a bit more glad to see me?
To be honest, nothing good comes whenever I talk to you.
What?
You seriously haven't realized? If there's something you need to say, then hurry up and say it.
Well, I guess you won't be very happy to hear the news I have.
What?
You see, I kind of stole your boyfriend.
What, my boyfriend?
It's already been 2 months, but judging by the way you're reacting, you hadn't noticed anything yet. Oh, you were so uptight in high school, participating in the student council and being the club leader and all. But it seems you're pretty dull when it comes to relationships.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that your boyfriend is now mine.
But I haven't had a boyfriend in the past 3 years.
What?
I don't even have anyone I'm interested in, so I'm completely single right now.
Oh, it's no use lying.
Is that all you have to say?
Well, yes.
I'm pretty busy right now, so bye.
Wait, what? Amy?
Hi, Tyler. I'll be arriving at East Station soon, but do you know of any restaurants on the way to the wedding venue?
Hey, Amy, didn't you eat breakfast?
Yup. I want to eat something before I get to the wedding, but I don't want to spend too much time.
Oh, I see. If that's the case, there's a McDonald's right next to the station.
A McDonald's? Thanks for the info. I did want to eat something more proper before I got here, but...
The flight you were supposed to arrive on yesterday was canceled due to bad weather, right?
Yup. I was able to get here this morning on another flight, though, and started heading straight to the wedding from the airport. Sorry I wasn't able to prepare better. I couldn't even greet your new wife.
Don't worry about it. It's your first time visiting this place, right?
Yup. I always passed East Station by train, but this is the first time I actually got off.
Get here safely, aye?
Got it. See you later then. Huh? Why are you here? I wanted to get some fresh air before I wore the dress, which is when I saw... Oh my god, to think you would have come to ruin the wedding. Hold on, someone must have leaked information about the wedding. I didn't make it public on purpose because I didn't want anyone to bother us. I was planning on shoving it in your face after we got married and moved in together. I need to get rid of you as soon as possible.
This is the worst. Why is the old hag my husband got rid of at my wedding?
Alexandra, I was heading over to the room my family was at when you suddenly slapped me. Were the people with you your family? I was suddenly surrounded by multiple people and kicked out of the wedding. What is it you want to do?
Of course you were kicked out. Just because I stole your boyfriend doesn't mean you can cause a mess. And why were you heading to Tyler's family's room in the first place? Were you planning on convincing them to stop the marriage? There is no way that would work. I don't want you ruining such a happy day for us, so leave.
But I'm Tyler's sister.
What? His sister? Oh, are you trying to say that you're like a sister to him? You are so delusional. I actually kind of feel bad for you. I'm Tyler's wife now.
I had no idea you were Tyler's new wife. You have no idea how shocked I was when I found out.
What?
I saw that the wife had the same first name as you, but your last names were different, so... But your parents got divorced when you were in your last year of high school, right?
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
Which means that you must be using your mother's last name now. I guess I wasn't able to figure it out.
Who cares? Oh, just leave already.
It seems that arguing with you right now is pointless.
Get out of my sight!
Okay, tell Tyler I went home.
What? You're still saying you're his sister or something?
Where are you, Amy? The venue's only a 10-minute walk from the station. Even if you did have something to eat at McDonald's, shouldn't you be here by now?
Tyler,
Did you get lost?
you see, I was slapped by your wife and kicked out of the wedding ceremony.
What are you talking about?
Your wife was my junior at high school.
What?
She seems to view me as her enemy, so we don't really get along. Her last name changed when her parents got divorced, so I didn't notice she was your wife until I saw her.
Yes, but isn't kicking out the sister of the groom a bit too much?
Your idiot of a wife thinks for some reason that I'm your ex-girlfriend.
Huh? Why though?
You know how I sometimes came home from abroad due to work? We used to go out together sometimes while I was staying at the hotel near home, right? She must have seen that and mistook me for your girlfriend. 2 months after I returned, I got a text from Alexandra saying that she stole my boyfriend from me. I had no idea what she was talking about then, but I figured it all out once I saw how she was acting today.
Now that you mention it, Alexandra and I only started dating around the time you left. Which means that the only reason she started going out with me was because she thought she was stealing your boyfriend?
I honestly don't know what she was thinking. I'll leave it to you to decide what to do with her.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll be at the nearby Starbucks, so call me if you need anything.
Got it.
Amy? Can you explain what exactly is going on? Tyler's saying you're his sister?
You talk with Tyler?
Well, we talked, but when I checked the seating chart, your last names were different. I thought it was just some married woman with the same name as you.
I'm pretty sure Tyler already told you about this. Didn't he tell you anything about him having a sister who was adopted by one of his relatives on his mother's side?
Huh?
That relative ran a company in the United States. I found what they did to be interesting, which is why I decided to move to the US and work at that company. They acknowledged my skills, which is why said relative decided to adopt me so that I could inherit the company. Which means that I know I have my mother's last name, and I no longer use the last name I used in high school.
Well, I guess I did hear something like that.
You always were like that. Pretending to listen to what others say, but not actually listening.
That's completely unrelated. I realize it was a misunderstanding now, so hurry up and return to the wedding.
Huh?
Well, you're the groom's sister, right? You have to come. It'll look like I kicked you out if you don't return.
But didn't you actually kick me out?
Well, the ceremony's already being delayed, so hurry up.
Should I return to the wedding?
Oh, hi, Amy.
I got a text from Alexandra telling me to return.
Yeah, actually, the wedding's gonna be canceled due to another reason anyway, so no need.
What?
I'm currently in the process of having Alexandra explain everything to me. So it's probably best if you don't return, since it'll only cause more trouble.
What happened? You sound like something more serious than just me being kicked out happened.
A guy who claims to be Alexandra's boyfriend came to the wedding and confronted me.
What?
Amy! Give me back my money! Tyler forced me to pay an alimony! He even made me pay for the wedding, which was canceled. You're going to inherit your relative's company in the US, right? So you must have a lot of money, right? You'll help your adorable junior from high school, right?
Never in my life have I ever thought you were adorable.
What?
It seems that you're interpreting this differently. I remember clearly how you used to always harass me back in high school.
Oh, but that was because you stole my crush from me.
Huh?
That's why I stole Tyler from you. Because I thought he was your boyfriend.
I wasn't even interested in anyone back in high school, let alone have a boyfriend.
Huh? But weren't you going out with the president of the student council?
If you were talking about him, he had a girlfriend from another school.
What? I got that wrong too?
Alexandra. It's just misunderstanding after misunderstanding with you. So that's why you used to harass me back in high school? And why you decided to seduce Tyler even though you already had a boyfriend? Well, I guess you're now getting what you deserve after doing whatever you wanted for so long. You should probably reflect on your actions.
What? Just because things are going well for you doesn't mean that you can... Ugh! This is why I never liked you.
It's fine if you don't like me. Oh, I'll be suing you as well.
Why?
For slapping me at the wedding ceremony. And for insulting me and shoving me out. I'm already back in the States, so I hired a lawyer to take care of everything for me.
Oh, stop it! If I'm forced to pay any more money, I'll...
That's how serious everything you did up until now was. Goodbye, then.
Ugh! You should all just go to hell!
In the end, Alexandra was forced to pay over $100,000 in debt. Her parents decided they wouldn't help her, and even cut ties with her in the end. Now, Alexandra has no one she can rely on, which is probably why she sent me a text telling me to lend her money. Of course, I didn't lend her any, and finally just blocked her. I heard from Tyler what happened after that, but it seems that a guy she used to go out with decided to lend her money. But it seems that the conditions were quite extreme. One day, Alexandra sent Tyler some sort of love poem. Quite an intense one, apparently. Tyler said that she's probably trying to reunite with him by making him pity her. But he said that it had the reverse effect. Apparently, he gave out a long sigh and finally decided to block her.
Grace, can I have a moment?
Yes, mother-in-law. I'm on a break from work, so it's all good. What can I do for you?
Well, Betty is divorcing and moving back here, and her boyfriend, Carl Anderson, will come with her.
What? Betty got divorced? And she has a boyfriend, huh?
Yes, dear. It seems her husband discovered she was cheating. Poor thing.
Oh.
But she's serious about Anderson, so they're coming back together with marriage in mind.
So, Anderson is Betty's adulterous lover, right? Isn't the reason she got divorced?
Well, that's part of it. We don't know what happens in our lives.
No, I think it's pretty standard for a married person not to cheat.
A mother always supports her daughter's love life, even if it involves infidelity.
But...
All right, enough with the nitpicking. I can hardly get to the main point with you.
Wait, there was more?
Actually, Anderson, he's unemployed at the moment.
What? Betty was a housewife before her divorce, wasn't she? So they're both jobless.
That seems to be the case. So I've decided they'll be living with us from tomorrow.
What?
Since you work at a major company and have a high income, you'll pay the bill for their living expenses.
Excuse me?
I told you! Since Betty and her boyfriend, Anderson, aren't working, you'll be responsible for their living expenses.
What? Why me? I can't agree for that. And I can't live with them.
I'm not asking for your opinion. I've decided as the head of this household, so just go along with it.
Excuse me? The head of the household?
You're Ethan's wife, so you have a duty to support our family.
I believe I'm already doing more than enough to support everyone. If I have to shoulder any more, we'll be in serious financial trouble.
But Betty is my daughter, and Anderson might become my son-in-law in the future.
I don't mind if they get married, but I think it's wrong for me to shoulder their living expenses and have them living with us.
Do you want to divorce Ethan? He's my son, whom I raised. I'm sure he'll agree with me.
Ethan isn't like that. I'll talk to him tonight.
Well, it's a waste of time to discuss it now. It's already decided that Betty and Anderson will move here from tomorrow.
Ethan, we have a big problem while you're away on your business trip.
Grace, what's wrong? Did something happen?
Your mother told me this afternoon. Betty got divorced due to an affair, and it seems she's coming back here with her lover, a guy named Carl Anderson. And it looks like they plan to move in with us from tomorrow.
What, seriously?
Yes, I'm serious. Furthermore, your mother told me I have to pay the bill for their living expenses.
What? That's ridiculous.
Right? I refused, but she wouldn't listen.
Wait, she got divorced because she cheated? I had no idea my sister did such a thing, which is no common sense.
I was also shocked when I first heard about it on group chat this afternoon.
Mom has always been overly loved Betty. It's seen as wrong by society. If it's Betty, it can't be helped, or Betty is special, so it's okay. It's really troubling for us who should be advising her because we can't have a reasonable conversation.
Ethan, you've had a hard time, haven't you?
Well, yeah, my divorced father used to sigh every time something happened.
I see.
By the way, is his name Carl Anderson correct?
What?
I feel I've heard this name somewhere.
Well, assuming your mother didn't make a mistake, I guess so.
Okay, it's bothering me, so I'll look into it. It may not be someone directly related to me, but it could be a friend of a friend or something.
I see. Please let me know if you find anything.
Okay. Then I'll reach out to my friends and see if they know anything.
Okay, thanks. Mother-in-law. Hey, where are you right now?
You're so noisy. I'm out having dinner with my friends right now. What's up?
About Betty and her boyfriend, Anderson, was it?
They arrived in the afternoon. Have you met them yet?
Met them. They're, for some reason, canoodling in my room. And their luggage is taking up my entire room. And all of my stuff. It's all tossed out in the yard. What's going on?
I gave your room to them. That's why all your stuff is out in the yard.
Isn't that way out of line?
It's your fault for refusing to pay for their living expenses.
What?
If you won't agree to cover their expenses, you're the one who'll have to leave.
I have no intention of agreeing for that, no matter what you say. I don't agree to Betty and her boyfriend living with us, and I certainly won't pay for their living expenses.
Then I'll put your belongings in the yard. They'll get wet if it rains. Speaking of which, wasn't rain forecast for tonight?
Why are you acting so superior? Aren't you forgetting your position in this house?
I think you're the one forgetting your position, Grace. As the daughter-in-law, you don't have the right to oppose us, the family into which you married.
Rights, huh?
Well, if you declare you'll pay for Betty and her boyfriend's living expenses, you're welcome to live in the garden shed. For you, who have no parents or siblings, no place to go back to, it's better than being thrown out of this house. Make your choice: either listen to what I say or leave my house.
Ethan, are you on your way back now?
Yeah, I'm in the bullet train. How are you going? If everything went as planned, Betty and Anderson would be at my parents' house from yesterday, right?
Yes. And they've taken over my room.
Wait, they took over your room?
When I came home from work, all of my stuff was spectacularly tossed out into the yard. When I complained to my mother-in-law, she said she would let me keep my stuff in the garden shed if I agreed to pay Betty's living expenses. If you reject, I should leave.
What? I want to ask my mother whether she's crazy. I'm really sorry for such a troublesome mother.
It's not your fault, Ethan.
Speaking of which, where were you last night? You surely didn't spend the night in the shed, did you?
No, I stayed at a business hotel as expected. I rented a pickup truck and stored the stuff that was tossed out into the yard in a rented storage unit.
I see, you got it.
I'm sorry I didn't contact you sooner. I was so tired from moving the stuff that I just fell asleep.
No problem. By the way, where's the hotel you stayed in?
About a 6-minute walk from Station A.
Can we meet at the south exit of Station A? I found out who Carl Anderson really is, and I want to report it to you.
Really?
After I get off the bullet train, I have to go back to work, but after I give my business trip report, I can leave for the day. I'm thinking of meeting up about 2 hours later.
Got it. Can I wait downstairs at the south exit of Station A?
Downstairs, got it.
See you later.
Yeah, see you in 2 hours.
Ethan, thank you for the report earlier.
Sure, Grace.
I have to say, I was surprised. Carl Anderson, he's really a dangerous man.
Yeah, no kidding. When I remembered from a friend's story, I was surprised.
Anyway, I'll be at the business hotel again tonight.
Sure, I'll join you as soon as I'm ready.
Grace, have you finally made up your mind?
About what?
Stop sulking in a shed and swear to quickly start paying Betty's living expenses.
No matter how many times I'm told, I don't agree to pay for their living expenses, and I have no intention of doing so.
You have to listen to me. I'm your mother-in-law. If you don't accept quickly, I'll make you divorce Ethan.
Mom.
Oh, Ethan, good timing. Can you please also persuade Grace to be responsible for Betty and Anderson's living expenses?
We've already left the house.
What?
You've noticed Grace's belongings have been moved out, haven't you? I also moved all of my stuff out of my room overnight, and now I'm with Grace.
What? Where did you go?
I can't tell you that. We've decided to cut ties.
Cut ties. Why would you do such a thing?
Because you've been tormenting Grace ever since she married into the family. Grace is my precious wife. There's no way I can just let that slide.
I wasn't tormenting her. Grace was just being rebellious against our family, and she wasn't accepting Betty and Anderson. I was just trying to make her understand her position and convince her.
Mom, do you know the true character of Carl Anderson?
What do you mean by true character? He's just Betty's boyfriend, right?
Wrong. Anderson is a man who stole my friend's wife.
What?
He's also been involved with several other married women, and after being sued for over $100,000 in damages, he's now in debt.
In debt?
I found this out when I looked him up because his name rang a bell. It's highly likely that Betty knows Anderson is this kind of man and is still dating him. The reason she brought Anderson into our house could be to help him hide from debt collectors.
No way. Betty wouldn't do such a thing.
And aren't you worried about your savings being targeted?
What?
Shouldn't you check just in case? Mom, you've told Betty about the money you received from Dad as part of your estate settlement and are keeping it at home in cash, right?
Yes. I was thinking of it as my retirement fund. Having it at hand, I could actually see the money growing, and it motivated me.
What if Anderson heard about it from Betty?
Huh.
Is your retirement fund all right?
Retirement fund. My hidden savings. Surely not. Grace, help me.
What's going on?
The $30,000 I was saving in my drawer for my retirement is gone.
What?
When I asked Betty and Anderson about it, they said we used it as a housewarming celebration.
That's terrible.
Grace, help me.
Isn't it strange for you to ask me for help? Perhaps it would be more worthwhile for you to urgently look for a job.
But Grace, I am your mother-in-law. You should feel indebted to me for living together with you.
This has been bothering me for a while. Living together, indebted, what are you talking about?
Well, because you don't have any parents or siblings, so I'm living with you as a substitute mother and letting you take care of me.
Indeed, I lost my parents and I was an only child, so I have no siblings. I'm working hard to make a living, and I could easily find a place to go home if I rent a place. And the place to go home I rented turned out to be the house I was kicked out of.
What? You mean you're the renter, Grace?
Yes. Didn't we talk about this? Ethan moved into the single-family house I've been renting since I was single after we got married, and was it 2 months later? You lost your home due to the divorce from your old husband and suddenly showed up one day with movers, and you've been squatting ever since.
No way.
Let me continue the story. If I, the renter, move out, it means canceling the lease for that house.
What?
So, the end of this month is the moving out day. Please tell Betty and Anderson to start preparing to leave immediately.
I can't do that. Where are we supposed to go? Even the $30,000 for my retirement was used up. And I didn't know Anderson was such a terrible man. Grace.
It's too late. Goodbye.
Grace.
First, it is about Carl Anderson. After revealing his deeds to the Ethan's friend, whom he had stolen his wife, notifications were quickly spread to all involved parties. The next day, he, and strangely enough, Betty too, were taken somewhere in a black van. As the debt payments seem to be paying on schedule every month, it looks like things have turned out all right on that front. On the other hand, my mother-in-law. She has lost both her home and her breadwinner, and she finally acknowledged her dire situation. To secure her basic needs, she managed to find live-in employment. However, seemingly she acts out by bossing around her colleagues who are younger than her and doing other inappropriate behaviors, so she's begun a countdown to being fired, yet she appears to have no clue about it.